What's up guys, it's Punchy, and today we gotta talk about the new secret legendary weapon born from the shadow itself. I'll first explain how to obtain the weapon and its essential add-ons, and then I'll showcase this shadow cast option in its full glory. So without further ado, let's begin. All you seriously have to do is look for a random spawning event with this Capra dude, which is full RNG, and honestly, it took me 2 hours and 45 minutes fully, and it was just terrible. I could have gone fishing, I could have done anything, I could have farmed chests, but this is RNG, and it is very easy to interact with and gain the items. So this Capra asks if we have any shadow manipulation mobility type thing, but basically all we have to do is either shadow travel right next to him, or use the new Shadows Fly thing to do it, which is craftable with 2 void feathers and an umbral obsidian. So once we do that, we enter the spindle lair or whatever this is called, and it is really cool and unique. The boss is fairly basic and weak, and he does get stuck inside of walls, which is crazy and doesn't do anything that strong or, scary, but it's cool. And we grip him once and are rewarded with the Deepspindle, but the rest of the kit is unavailable right now due to a bug, so we're limited to that. Obtainment is fairly simple, but it's super frustrating, and all you need is shadow travel or that shadow flight. But at the end of the day, it's seriously just RNG and it's not fun to do. The Deepspindle Awakens, a dark root from the depths below, manifested into reality. This is the second Shadowcast legendary weapon in Deepwoken, but it's very different than the Cryptblade. Instead of our typical arsenal of elemental weapons, the Deepspindle changes and shifts based on our equipment synergy and outfit, so let's get into it. Introducing the Deepspindle, a mix of Shadowcast and light weapon, creating a shadow-infused rapier in the shape of a withered dark root. Honestly, I love the design of this weapon as it's fully embraced that shadow aesthetic, even having a dark black swing trail. On basic M1, this weapon doesn't do anything different, it just hits targets for decent damage, scaling on both our shadow and light weapon stats, but this will change. Now, while equipping the new outfit, the Darkened Bastion, we can inflict status on M1. So normally with this outfit's talent, Withering Soul, our M1s proc 20% of their damage as Wither, but with the Darkspindle equipped, this will double to proc 40% of our M1 damage as Wither. So with this rapier, you should be applying a ton of Wither to reduce maximum HP and regeneration, which seems pretty fitting for a Shadowcast weapon. Anyway, this weapon has 2 different crits which open up a bunch of usage in combat. The initial basic standing crit stabs into players proccing Shadow only once, leading into a multi-hitting slash. Honestly, based on design alone, this crit is super cool, letting you move around with your arms crossed while that damage is applied, and it's pretty decent. Just keep in mind when using this, the initial stab only applies Shadowcast status. Now, moving on to the sprint critical, this thing is something special. By sprinting or sliding with this crit, we stab ourselves with the spindle to release 2 damaging projectiles which deal pretty insane damage on landing. So, when hitting a projectile, we teleport to our opponent while in the Dark Rift state. While this talent isn't on cooldown, we have the choice to instantly attack our opponent or back away while being completely safe inside of the Dark Rift iframes. You should notice the initial sprint crit hurts us on activation, but this can be removed entirely with the Deep Scorn Cask helmet and its talent already dead. As you can see, this weapon has a lot of build synergy with the related quest armor pieces, which can provide the bonus you need to make this weapon work better than it does. I will say, if you aren't, trying to run this helmet, it can be a bit restrictive, but I guess we'll see. So far, it seems pretty decent for a light weapon option, and I definitely enjoy the unique movement options. Honestly, I'm excited to see how this weapon will work on Shadowcast builds in the future, but I'm pretty impressed with the recent small secrets coming to Deepwoken weeklies. Hopefully this showcase helped you out, and make sure to like and subscribe for even more exclusive content, and we're super close to hitting 90k subs. Thanks again, it's punchin' time!